Let's bring in Stephen Moore, the co-founder of the Committee to Unleash Prosperity. He's also a former economic advisor to President Trump. So those jobs numbers, a disappointment, Stephen. What's the reason behind them, in your view?
What a week this has been, John. First, one day earlier in the week, we get a pretty good GDP report of, the output of the country, which was up. So we're feeling really good about things. And then yesterday morning, we got this surprisingly negative report on jobs. And you're right, it is a negative report. We didn't get nearly the jobs we had hoped in the month of July. And even more concerning was that there was about, I forget the exact number, but it was about 250,000 downward revision from previous months. So we're getting mixed signals on the economy. The stock market's been good. Business confidence has been good. Trump's gotten some of these trade deals done, which has really helped the economy. And then we all got spooked by these jobs numbers, and then the stock market fell. So a lot of noise going on, a lot of conflicting signals.
Some blame the tariffs program because of uncertainty in prices and so forth. Employers aren't hiring because of that, at least some say. Do you agree?
I do agree a little bit with that. Listen, what happened, remember in April and May and the beginning of the summer, a lot of businessmen and women I talked to, for example, people who ran manufacturing plants throughout the country would say, we've had to lay off people because we can't get the parts in that we need for our assembly lines, auto manufacturers, companies that make other kind of products that need steel and copper. And there was you're right, you used the word uncertainty, and that's exactly what was happening. And so businesses slowed down their production schedule, their supply chain problems were very real. Now, the good news is, John, that Trump has announced in just the last couple of weeks, major trade deals with the Europeans, with the UK. We think we got a deal in hand with China. You never know with the Chinese. But if Trump can continue to pull off these trade deals, then I feel a lot better about things as an economist, because that means we will get back to normal. And in fact, it'll be better than normal because these other countries in these trade deals are reducing their trade barriers against the things we produce here in America. So I want to be clear to your viewers that I remain pretty bullish on the U.S. economy because we got the trade deals that are coming pretty fast and furious. And then, of course, we got the big, beautiful bill that is going to provide businesses with a lot of tax incentives to increase their investment in production.
The president is getting some unusual support from the other side of the aisle. This Senator John Fetterman, who says that the tariffs thing has not been as big an issue as he expected. Listen.
I'm a huge fan of Bill Maher, and I think he's really one of the oracles for my party. And he acknowledged it's like, hey, he thought that the tariffs were going to tank the economy, and he acknowledged that the EU thing has been going well, and I guess we'll see how it happens with China.
Interesting, though, too, Steve, the deportations is actually also affecting the jobless rate in this country.
Yeah, well, let's start with the tariff story. As I just said, there has been some disruption in production, no question about it. And tariffs are taxes, John. Tariffs. So when you impose tariffs, either the consumers are going to pay for that or the businesses are going to pay for it. Somebody has to pay for it. So it is a disruption. But in the end of the day, if Trump can get these deals done, and the more countries that he gets these deals with, the more pressure it puts on other countries, John, to come to the table. So I'm feeling more confident about that. Now, deportations, my position on deportations, and what I'd like to see, and I think Trump is moving in this direction. Obviously, everyone agrees that if you're a criminal or if you impose a threat to the United States, a drug runner, a potential terrorist, we got to get rid of those people. And Tom Homan has done an amazing amazing job. I'm so proud of him. He's a friend of mine. I think he's been fantastic, as the borders are, in doing the deportations in a very humane way, and in a way that is getting rid of the people who would do us harm. But you know, if you're going into the fields and getting people, you know, who are picking the crops and stuff out, or you're, you know, raiding factories, I don't think that's a good idea. And we're not doing that much of that right now. We're mostly concentrating on the people who are the bad actors.
You mentioned the trade deals, and we have a graphic that shows some of those that have been completed. The European Union, obviously a huge one, the UK, Vietnam, Japan, Philippines, Indonesia, and China. You said you never know with the Chinese. You think that the president is going to be able to pull off a beneficial deal with China?
But let me go back to one thing I should have said earlier, John, that's really important with the trade deal with the Europeans, is this pledge by the Europeans to invest hundreds of billions of dollars here in the United States. I mean, that's a real job creator. It's very good for America when foreigners invest in the United States. So that's a very, very positive accomplishment. On China, look, I'm not an expert on China, but I will say this. You know, I did work for Ronald Reagan at the end of his presidency, and Reagan used to say, trust but verify. Right. When he used to have to have these deals with the Soviet Union. Right. And that's what we need with the Chinese. The Chinese will say anything, but they lie, they cheat, they steal. So you've got to have enforcement mechanisms to make sure they actually live by what they'll sign on the dotted line, but will they actually stick to it? I have some doubts, but Trump has to make sure that they're going to do what they say they're going to do.
He'll be the enforcer. Stephen Moore. Thank you, Stephen.
Want even more Fox News on YouTube? Become a Fox News Patriot today. Click join to find out how.